Hey everyone, this is Walter, and I'm back here with another story about the famed creepy man of Spokane, Lucas Werner. Lucas is a man desperate to turn himself into an internet personality, entirely in a bid to hit on much younger women. Recently I covered a time when he was catfished into a date with a troll, and now I'd like to cover the most recent notable catfishing, from around Christmas of 2020. Let's get started with Lucas Werner's Christmas catfishing adventure. Man, old Lucas is crazy in a way that even the current one isn't. Listen to this post from 2016. At least a dog will run up and jump in your arms and want to cuddle. In that, dogs are superior to every new woman I've met in 4 years. Or haven't met, rather. Maybe talk to me in public. Maybe just come right up and hug me if you're feminine and a millennial female. Maybe quit trolling me. Thanks. Run right up, like a dog might, and jump into my arms. Prove your loyalty to me. Stop expecting shit. Be like a dog and love me. So a supposed 19-year-old woman, Joy Baker, catfished Lucas to Spokane from Olympia, which is like a 6-hour drive. It's a big state. And not long after he got there and got out of the hospital, we'd see this. I think I just proposed to a hot millionaire shopaholic 19-year-old atheist Bernie Sanders supporter that wants to have my babies and is buying me a suit, her address, and is going to live with me in Spokane, on her dime, mind you, and then take me to London after the biggest presidential election in 3 centuries. God damn, I feel like even classic Chris Chan might think that sounds suspicious. I'm only back here in 2016 to show you Lucas's type and how gullible he is. They just agree with everything he says and he buys it because it matches up with his own twisted worldview. I proposed and she said she wanted to meet on the day we get married at the city hall this month, in a wedding dress, and I had to pull the reins and remind her I live in a homeless shelter, with no underwear, belt loop, broken slacks, and 2 shirts, and then she took my measurements for a suit. Because the thing is, she's cool with living in Spokane until after Bernie wins the White House, and then she'll be dragging me off to London, because she's all concerned about me having a passport. I'm sitting at the River Park Square in Spokane by Sephora, eating Lay's out of the bag with cheese dip, looking around like either I'm nuts or the world is nuts, because this is nuts. So I guess he managed to identify that the situation is completely unbelievable, but he still seems to want to go with it anyway. Well, let's skip ahead 4 years, to December of 2020. Lucas was now on Instagram, calling himself a doctor. Dr. Wern? Depletion of telomerase if mom not in 18 to 24-year-old range, and dad not in 35 to 55-year-old range. Highest points of reproductive cell. I guess cutting random words out must make him look smarter or something. Anyway, December 18th, people following Lucas would first hear about a woman named Mia. Christmas is even more frustrating when you're forced to live outside. Oh no. There are shelters though. Someone just paid to have me move to Los Angeles because she wants to be my girlfriend. I just got the flight confirmation email. Whoa, are you serious about leaving? I'm leaving Monday. Jesus. I don't want to nag you, but which direction are you going? Did you find your future baby's mother? Or is this something in passing? Just worried because a move is a commitment. I thought you were going to school in January? Things may have changed. No school? You had it planned. I don't know. I got the flight confirmation in the email. I might go to school in LA now. LA is a huge city. You would have your pick. This is what I've wanted for a long time. Yeah? Big city person? There's nothing but haters in Spokane. Yeah, small town mentality. Yeah, it's a horrible place filled with liars. To be fair, Lucas will decide this about anywhere he lives, as long as he's not getting what he wants. One time he went to the Evergreen College campus, which is like the most liberal hippie place I've ever been to, and decided all the women there were Trump-supporting fascists because they didn't want him. If anyone's from Western Washington, they'll probably know how laughable that is. What are you going to do in LA? Is there someone for you there? I think Mia is in love with me. She wants me to live with her. Oh, have you known her long? I don't know her, obviously, but I'm rooting for you two. Is she special to you? A few months. What do you like about her? She's alternative-y, political left, pretty hot, kind. She's funny and sweet, Native American. Sounds like a sweetie to me. She lives in LA? Near there. Well, if you think she is the one, you should give it your all. I'm going to go see. Now that Lucas has a plane ticket to see his Gen Z honey, you'd think he would stop yelling about not getting bitches, or at least stop hitting on other women. But no, Lucas is a total piece of shit, with no loyalty, given the opportunity. The media calls you Generation Socialist, Generation Z, so stop being greedy little bigots and introduce me to good-looking, healthy Gen Z women, or face the fact that you're a generation of lying hypocrites. Yours truly, a real live Marxist from Generation X. Enough stalling. Obviously everyone in the Kiwi Farms thread was calling Catfish, and Wernology even did a tarot reading that said it was a catfish. Just like in the last incident I covered, Lucas was given more than enough warning, and just refused to listen because he liked living in a fantasy world better. Show me love, Gen Z. I don't have time for haters. Hate and be blocked. Stop being greedy. Hook it up. Introduce me to someone instead of being greedy little bigots. Wow, that is the exact same tirade he's been on lately, in January of 2025. Some things never change. He's all checked in. No idea if he's done it or someone acting on his behalf. I'm going out on a limb here and guessing it wasn't him, as he now appears to be traveling with an infant who has a very interesting name. So the Catfish registered him with a lap infant, named It's Not in the Cards Werner. It's not in the cards is a phrase his mother famously pissed him off with when he was talking about having kids. And this was the Catfish letting Lucas know, hey idiot, Mia isn't real, don't actually get on this flight and get yourself killed. Now, I'll never be able to fathom why, but Lucas decided to get on the flight anyway. It was actually him. And he was still looking for a Gen Z girlfriend on Instagram. No one will ever date a smelly 41-year-old hobo living in a bus station, screaming blocked every time he hears something he doesn't like. It's yet another reality you're too cowardly to face. Instagram never went well for him, but probably better than TikTok did. Soon Lucas's flight landed, and he was spotted at the connecting airport. It's like seeing a cryptid. He'd be arriving at John Wayne Airport to realize that yes, he had obviously been catfished again. It's unrealistic that even he hadn't noticed by now. There he goes, one of God's own prototypes, a high-powered mutant of some kind, never even considered for mass production, too weird to live and too rare to die. Apparently this was also exactly 3 years after the Starbucks incident, so that's interesting. It looks like Lucas was using his old Instagram account here, so I only have second-hand accounts for some things. He would immediately start shifting the narrative and tell people that he went to California for work and a place to live. She told me she was 22 and looks 22. She promised work and a place to live. She goes by Mia. Hashtag Catfish. Wait, what happened? Someone promised me housing at a job prospect. I came because I have a way back home when money is sent. So what that means is that Lucas made sure to have about $0 in his account when he got on the plane. Even though everyone was telling him he was being catfished. He didn't even bring money for food, his only comfort. Lucas was apparently acting so pathetic in his Instagram videos that someone actually bought him a $250 Greyhound ticket back home. A woman who was his age apparently. Why are you calling a group that is mostly teenagers sluts? 18 to 24 years old are my interest, love. Try not to judge. Okay, but you're preying on a generation that's known for how young they are. Seems a little sus to me. They're adults, and I'm not preying on them. I'm giving them an opportunity for self-redemption. Why would you fuck with the homeless, unless you were a bigot? Hashtag classism, hashtag greed, hashtag selfishness. Obviously, I don't condone catfishing mentally ill homeless people, but I do get the feeling this guy didn't actually expect Lucas to get on the plane. Especially not without any money at all. He behaves like such a child. Wait, you got catfished to a dangerous place and are stuck there until someone pulls you out because you were incompetent and you are still screeching about a girlfriend? That is the least of your problems, and the reason you are now in grave danger. You need full-time supervision. Look at what you did to yourself. You believed a 22-year-old had a place and a job with no verification. You put yourself in grave danger, and you are incapable of buying a cheap plane ticket out of there. Do you even know how to buy a cheap plane ticket on your own, assuming you have $100? You better start looking at yourself and ask yourself why you end up in these situations instead of blaming others. But you won't, will you? You will continue to screech into the void until the very end, which is not far away if you keep acting like this. I think you should focus on the positive things about yourself and the positive things about other people. I don't think yelling negative things about Gen Z is going to help you get a Gen Z partner. Keep it positive if you want to attract someone positive. No one will ever love me, no matter what I do. Just do something to make me die. I don't want to exist anymore. I just want to be loved by someone beautiful like the other guys are loved. Anytime you have advice for Lucas, he's pretty much likely to do the opposite. This is a good example of that. Okay, obviously almost everything is lost media, but I do have one video, and you have to see this to believe it probably.
I've been walking around all day. My friend tried to get me a motel or a hotel room, but without a credit card here, I can't get a hotel room, so I have to sleep outside tonight. I took a wrong turn and ended up in Vernon. Thanks. My feet are exhausted. I haven't showered in weeks. I was hoping there was some kindness in this world, but every time anybody tries to show me kindness, it gets thwarted, or people just don't care. I don't know who you are, but you ruined my life. I wish I was dead. I need help. I need a way out. I need a way to have permanent housing. I can spend it. And I need to rest. I haven't slept in days. I'm hungry. I'm dying of thirst. I only came here because of the promise of housing and work, and somebody screwed me over. It's Trump. Trump needs to go. They said there were Trump supporters, so they're the enemy. They need to go.
There's a lot of questions here. The biggest one is probably why Lucas hasn't showered in weeks. I'm sure everyone on that flight to California was wondering the same thing. He was just staying in a motel before this. Is it acceptable to show up in this kind of state when you're meeting someone for the first time? No money and looking and smelling homeless? And of course, he would immediately set back in trying to find a Gen Z girlfriend, like he wasn't just made a complete fool of for doing the same thing 2 seconds ago. No shame at all. I will achieve my goal. #soon. Love the positivity. Keep it up. What's your goal, brother? To date a hot 18-year-old. I will have from 6:25 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. in Sacramento on my trip back to Spokane today. If you want to send me Grubhub or Uber Eats after the Catfish flew me to Los Angeles and left me for dead, send me a DM or it will be 30 hours without food. Yeah, God forbid Lucas goes a day without food. He's pretty much skin and bones, right? There's no real excuse for why he hadn't eaten either, if he's even telling the truth. Lucas can't really be trusted for information, but someone from the Facebook group Sofa Law gave an update after a while. Update straight from the Werner. I don't talk to him, but I have a friend who is in contact with him. I agreed not to post SS, but I can update. More good Samaritans are enabling him/bailing him out, according to the SS. 1. Some woman bought nachos with 3 kinds of meat. He said the order got stolen, and his benefactor had to contact the restaurant and make it again free of charge for him, since she paid for it. Man, he's incompetent. People were legitimately thinking he wasn't smart enough to board a plane. 2. Another woman, friend of his, tried to get him a hotel room. He said it didn't work because a credit card was needed at the hotel itself, with him checking in, besides just over the phone/online. At this rate, he's going to brag about his LA-funded vacation forever. Gets a ticket there, and an Uber, Catfish work. Someone spends money to get him a ticket back, and now he's getting food and nearly a hotel room purchased for him. At this rate, he must think he has it made and will never change his ways. And that is exactly what happened. After being bailed out, he started acting like the whole thing was on purpose, and he didn't record videos crying about how scared he was. And he pretty much seemed to think that he could make begging his full-time job when he got back. It didn't work, though. I don't think I'm quite done with this subject, but I do think that's about all the time I have for you today. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you liked the video, please give it a like. If you have something to say, make sure you let me hear it in the comments. I'll be reading them while the video's new. And maybe I'll make a compilation of comments about Lucas videos someday. I've certainly thought about it. If you're new here, consider subscribing for more of the same, and Reddit crap. And finally, big thanks to my awesome patrons who help me by supporting me more directly over on Patreon. It really helps me out. I'm trying to put out more videos because January ad rates suck. And I've got a lot to say, so I'll be back soon. Have a great day, everyone, and I hope Little It's Not in the Cards wasn't traumatized by the experience.